Good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. This is your first time to the channel. What we usually do around here is we follow people's suggestions rather than algorithms. It's led us to find all sorts of new music that we never would have found any other way. And we also like to explore because we find new genres and stuff. And we found that, what we kind of think of the music history and what has shaped music that we know today, we kind of think we have a good grasp on things when really things actually can tend to go way further back. And I wanted to start a new playlist, and there's a lot of playlists that reflect a lot of the cool music that we've been finding all over the world. If you're looking for new music, I highly suggest taking a look around. We have a lot of playlists that reflect all the cool music that we found by following people's suggestions. But this is a bit today. I wanted to show something. This is something pretty special. Well, what you're witnessing is the snowflake that started the avalanche that we know of heavy metal today. Okay, so what the keen-eyed might have noticed now, who we just were witnessing. This is Mr. Django Reinhardt. Now, when we talk about the origin of heavy metal, this person actually had a big part to play in that. Now, those who might have been paying attention, Mr. Reinhardt here, he only plays with two fingers. Well, three, if you want to count the thumb. So when he's holding on to the neck, I got to do it, right-handed. Well, that would be like he is now. Okay. So, he's only got these two fingers. He's got his thumb, so he can reach up and hit some of the E string, the low E, but still, as you can see, he's doing quite a lot with two fingers. Now, we also know that Mr. Iommi himself has had a tragic. This is how basically, right before they were going to make their first album, this happened. And instead of letting it stop him, due to the advice of a friend, which we'll hear in a minute, he found a way. And it's a perfect example of when, limitations create innovations. And it made for a style of music and a way of playing music that probably wouldn't have been done the same way, because you're using your hands a bit different. So now we're using different chords and making different decisions musically. Now, obviously, with the whole Black Sabbath thing, now, yeah, that was a just a great success for all Black Sabbath fans that were able to see that. But I wanted to show what I'm talking about here with Mr. Iommi in his own words. So let's see here. Yeah, let's make the switch over to a video.
I was told by so many doctors that I wouldn't be able to play again, just forget about it, you know. But I really wanted to do it, and so I thought there's got to be a way I can learn to play, you know, to carry on. And one of the chaps from when I had my accident brought me a record round of Django Reinhardt, put it on, and I went, yeah, it's really great. And then he told me the story of Django Reinhardt where he plays with just two fingers, and it really sort of inspired me to carry on.
So, as we can see, this was a great inspiration, a French jazz musician from the 30s. Now, explain a little bit of a backstory of Mr. Reinhardt. He was already quite the accomplished musician, and actually, Iommi followed suit in more ways than one. He was Mr. Reinhardt was he was a great banjo player. He started learning on banjo. He was obviously a very accomplished guitarist already. And then, which we've already suffered from the same problem today. Back in the day, they used to use a very volatile type of celluloid that would it was very combustible, and they would use it in a lot of things from film, music, and even floral decorations, which seemingly caught on fire. Him and his wife and everybody, I believe, escaped alive, but he was very injured. And what happens when you get burned is there'll be some constriction. So if you, like, say you get burned on the hand, and as we could see in this picture right here, let me see if I can get it a little bit bigger for you here. As we can see in this picture right here, he has these two fingers are still there, but they're curled up. That's because they've been constricted. Now, they wanted to amputate them. He chose to opt out of that. Now, we have other guitarists that also were inspired, like Jerry Garcia, but also that weren't, injured, like Jeff Beck. You go through Mr. Reinhardt's bio here, and you find all sorts of people, Jimmy Page, and you got Paul McCartney, Chet Atkins. The list goes on. I mean, there's just lists of names from like progressive and to the blues areas, all these different areas, and all of it was due to this one man. Now, they held or still hold to this day, I believe. I have the information that I could only find went up to 2017, but I think they're still doing it today. If not, it's a shame, but they used to do festivals in his name, the Django Reinhardt, festivals, music festivals, obviously. And this, it's one of them. It's a perfect example of those two things of, limitations creating innovation. That way, the ways that Tony now had to learn how to make, now there's a little bit more, as a guitar player, knowing these things, and you see that, okay, these two middle fingers, which are used quite a bit, are injured. So he built his own, fingertips out of leather and well, he fashioned his own. Now, they could, make him, implants and such like that. But the point that I'm getting at is that it made it so he was forced to play things in a different way, to play chords in a different way, open things up a little bit. So now when you hear that song Black Sabbath, and as a guitar player, you know the way it's played, you're like, now I'm seeing why he might have made chord choices. And, some of the, other, just like basic but beautiful, timeless riffs that have gone down in history and have gone on to inspire so many others, were really, we have a lot with metal. Now, a lot of people would debate if Black Sabbath was the beginning of metal. There was a lot of other key players there. But the fact that, when Black Sabbath came onto the scene with the album Black Sabbath, nobody really knew this until after the fact. Nobody knew that Tony, in fact, I didn't know it until I got a little bit older. I had gone through most of my childhood not understanding that, he's missing, why? He's missing fingers, or parts of them, really? Had, no idea. And, when it all comes down to it, we have this guy to thank for all of it. Again, a jazz player from the 30s. So it's that, again, that snowflake that started the avalanche that built metal into what we know it today. And it all started from limitations. What? Say it with me. Limitations create innovations. Now, I thought this was a cool story. We're going to be doing a little bit more on music history. I want to make a playlist of some, stuff in the music history areas that maybe people didn't know, some key players that folks didn't know about that have a big part in music history and that aren't talked about in probably this manner or aren't looked at from this aspect. Now, this is a guitarist that we could rightfully, put in comparison to flamenco players and stuff like that. Even with the two fingers, the stylistically and the things that he's doing is just, it's right up there with the flamenco levels of stuff that we've been accustomed to there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's why I'm mentioning it. Please go check out our flamenco playlist. I'll have it all linked up for you. Check out Paco de Lucia, all the key players within that. And that'll really, if you're an aspiring guitarist, this, I hope that, this little history lesson and, anybody that's, feels like, they're hampered. I mean, obviously we have videos of people much more, injured that are missing whole limbs, that are playing with their feet. We have people that, Jeff Healey that played blind, made a great career. I mean, he was even in the movies, we really have, a lot of key players that, and even, innovated the way they play guitar. I mean, when you look at Jimi Hendrix playing guitar upside down, backwards, and inside out and all that stuff. I mean, there's a whole lot to talk about with that and everything. It's just really, though, some of those, those are the people that get the attention when really they were really inspired and set into motion by people like this that you never hear mentioned. So please check out the Django Reinhardt. We're going to be showing more of his music. That is just simply some brilliant stuff, and we're going to be definitely showcasing more of it here on the channel. He will be part of a few playlists I foresee. So definitely look forward to that, and take a look around at the playlists we got around. Like, comment, subscribe, comment a band or an artist or somebody we should be checking out and sharing with the rest of the class. But please, you people out there, anybody out there that's feeling, discouraged or been held back or whatnot, but for whatever reason, I hope this might inspire in some sort of way. And if anything, hope you got a little history lesson there. So yeah, have a great day out there, everybody. Have a good day as possible. We'll see you in the next one.